Hey, what's up, car shipping rock stars? It's your girl Ashley from ReloGeek.com. And today we are talking about how much can you make as a car hauler per week. So I've been asked this question, Ashley, how much can I make as a car hauler per week? Now, the thing with the trucking industry that I want you guys to understand, and for my fellow truckers out there, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a truck driver and you go to the truck stop and you chit-chatting with a driver and you say, hey dude, how much are you making? And this is usually for owner operators do this, but some company drivers will tell you, oh, I'm making $6,000 per week, or oh, I'm making $5,000 per week. But what they're not telling you, that although they might be making this amount of money per week, this is a number before they pay for fuel, before they pay their taxes, before they pay for tolls or any type of maintenance on their truck. Like, they're giving you the overall number. I'm not really good with the whole gross and all that stuff, so I prefer to just keep it in plain terms. They're giving you the number that it is before expenses. So for instance, as a car hauler, let's say you have a 3-car trailer, just to keep the numbers easy to multiply. Let's say you have a 3-car trailer and you're getting $500 per car, right? That's $1,500. Let's say you made 2 trips that week. That's $3,000. So it's easy to ask a guy hauling cars, how much did you make? And he says, oh, I made $3,000 this week. And it sounds great. You're like, oh, shoot, 3 times 4 is $12,000 a month. But generally what the guy is not telling you is that $3,000 that he made is before he paid for the fuel to get where he's going, before he paid for the taxes. So when you guys ask me the question, Ashley, how much per week can I make? I'm very hesitant to tell you the answer. Why? Because it really depends. And I'm not going to sit here and BS you guys. Like, you guys know me. I keep it real. If I make a mistake, I will admit that, hey, I was wrong in my last video or whatever it is. So I'm not going to give you guys false hope. I'm not going to build you guys up and think, hey, if I come in this industry, I'm going to be caking. I'm going to make so much money, because I don't want you guys to come into the business on false pretenses. And if you get out there and start asking drivers how much they're making, usually that is the case. My brother, for example, is a truck driver, and he would tell me all the time that guys would tell him, how much they're making, but he's like, dude, is that what you're making before taxes? Like, he will actually ask them straight up, like, is that what you're making before or after taxes? And when my brother talks about how much he makes, he'd be like, man, I'm taking home $1,800 a week or whatever it is. And he says that's after taxes, after this, after that. Like, he's straight up about it. But unfortunately, not all drivers are like that. So to answer your question, because I've somebody commented on one of my videos that I should be an attorney because I beat around the bush of the answer. And it's not that I intentionally do that. It's just that, again, I don't want to fill you guys up with false hope. So how much can you make per week? Well, if you have, let's say, a 3-car trailer and you're traveling locally, meaning, like, for instance, I live in Florida. So let's just say from Fort Lauderdale to Orlando, and you're doing that, let's say, 2 times a week, you're going to get about $80 to maybe $150 per car. So if you're hauling 3 cars, you're looking at $450 per trip. So that's at the max, So let's just do $100. That's $300 per trip going up and then coming back down. So that's $600 per trip. Times that by 2, that's $1,200 per week that you're making. Now you figure, then when you think about those type of things, you have to calculate, well, how much am I going to be spending in fuel? So let's just say, for instance, it takes about $100 to fill up your dually and you're going up there. So let's say that takes like, that's 1.5 trips up and then halfway back down. So that's about $150 in fuel. And so you got to subtract that. There's tolls if you're taking the turnpike. So generally, if you're staying within your state, the point of that is if you're staying within your state, then you're going to make about, at most, probably like $200 per vehicle. And if you're leaving out of your state, and let's say you're going north and south, like on the coast, you can make anywhere from $300 to $600 to maybe $700 on a lucky day if you have your own clients or if a broker is actually charging a good fee. So per car. So that's how you can figure it out. And if you're going cross country, you're looking at anywhere from $600. Yes, I know that sounds ridiculous, but some brokers are paying you guys $600 to upwards of $1,300, just depending. So that gives you a general idea how much money you're going to make. No, I didn't do the math for you. Yes, you're going to have to calculate it yourself, but if you take those averages, and usually I like to stick with low end anytime I'm estimating any type of financial thing for a client. If a client tells me what route they're running, and then I can give them an estimate, but usually I keep it on the low end because, again, I don't want you guys to be filled with false hopes. So just take those numbers, run the numbers, figure out where you're located. If you're in California, you have the option to go north to Seattle. You can go east to Florida, as far as Florida if you want, or you can go to the northeast Boston area or just New York City if you want. But I would be very careful of New York City. Me personally, I would only like to deliver cars in Brooklyn or the Bronx and maybe Queens. Never Manhattan. Don't do it. But anyways, that's a story for another video. So I hope this kind of shed light on how much you can make per week as an auto carrier. And another thing I want you guys to realize that when you're doing these calculations, understand that it's easy to say, oh yeah, I can run across country in 3 days, so I'm gonna make 3 trips or 2 trips or whatever. Chances are you're not gonna do that because, let's face it, you're gonna get tired. I used to run cross country and I literally was like nonstop, and I had a team partner, so it was like nonstop. We never stopped that truck. And I'm not saying that to brag, but literally, like, that truck did not stop. And even then, you can't go across country a lot of times. So, like more than once a week. So I hope that helps. I really hope I really was able to shed some light. And I'm sorry if you guys really wanted like a set number, but I can't give you that. I can give you an estimate. If you're more than welcome to schedule a one-on-one consultation, and we can work out the numbers and see if the numbers that I'm telling you might work for you. But other than that, I really can't give you a specific answer to that question. So I hope that helps. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel somewhere around here. I don't know where the subscribe box is because it kind of depends on what device you're using to watch it. And if you guys want more tips, head on over to ReloGeek.com and join the mailing list. Inside you would find one of my favorite things for carriers is the 8 steps to starting your car hauling business. It's inside there, a beautifully designed PDF for you guys. So if you want those 8 steps, head on over to ReloGeek.com and join the mailing list. Again, this is Ashley from ReloGeek.com, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.